Oh hi, you caught me amidst a bit of quiet contemplation. Now this week we're up in sunny Scotland. To help my hairdresser out. Now, over the past few years, my hairdresser's either been late or hasn't turned up. So we've decided to come give him a hand, making his trusty ride a little bit faster. Well, I thought before we completely ruined Peter's car, it'd be interesting to see what it's like standard. So I've never driven one of these before. This is a 2.3 litre M111 engine in an SLK. Same one we've got with the Mazda, but this is completely bone stock, supercharged still, with a 6-speed manual box. Oh, that's not, the brakes are lovely. That's the sound of a car that's 12 months MOT, what you're listening to right there.
I think a little bit of tape can't sort out.
No, exactly. Warning lights. Oh yeah. Oh, there's that person in that car.
Let's see a proceed.
Is there someone in there?
Yes, there is.
someone in there.
A travelling salesman.
They're
Gonna get a shirt.
Sure thing, second there. God, it's a struggle to keep it on the road, really. Braking into the corner, turning her in. Handles like the world's smallest cruise ship.
At least there'll be a video of, you know.
Yeah.
For the funeral.
Here we are in the Scottish Highlands. About to crest the mountains.
Yeah.
This is actually, this is the hill, isn't it?
This is what we are surrounded by.
We're doing altitude sickness at the top of that.
Is that not the noise that we developed?
No, that's a standard. You get that with all these.
It
Doesn't sound very good, does it?
Is that that's the brake steering?
It's a very boring red limiter, isn't it? What a pain.
Careful, horses. 197 German ones to be precise.
Do you think we should take the airbox off and see if we can make more supercharging noises?
Do you mean improve it?
Yeah, I think we should try and improve it. While Peter's on his meeting, should we try and improve it for him?
I think that is the current thing to do.
Yeah, alright. Which one undoes those 12 torque spliney things?
I think it's...
Was it the wooden handle one?
Yeah, the wooden handle.
That one, isn't it? Yeah. I think, is that done? It's off! I fixed it! Okay, so now we've carefully removed the air intake box. Hopefully this little supercharger is going to scream. I'll fire her up, see what she sounds like.
Check that butterfly.
The butterfly, see if it shuts. We did have to do some repair work, I will admit. That's in gear, yeah. The butterfly didn't shut, but it won't until you put your foot down, actually.
Oh.
What's happened? Oh, yeah. It's working. The doors are too big. Yeah, it won't until you put your foot down on it. Try again. Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm stuck. Oh.
Help step brother. I'm stuck. Especially off. Oof.
Oh, it feels a little bit.
There's definitely a bit more of a whine. Flat shift. It doesn't feel so bad for the passenger seat. I thought it felt really loose from the driver's seat. Maybe it's just you're a better driver. back end now. It's never. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. No. Really stable on its feet, this car. Christ.
Maybe you're just a better driver.
Oh dear. We then returned to the workshop and had a go at trying to take an exciting thumbnail, which went well.
Peter.
Turn the traction control off.
Ah, yeah.
There's been an incident.
I thought Ken Block had died.
I reckon we got the shot. The nice thing about this car Peter's bought is it did actually come with an engine. However, Peter's decided that he needs another engine. So this here is Peter's new to him engine, which is another 2.3 M111, but this is a low compression engine capable of much more power. And on here, we've got Peter's rather lovely Wu-Tang war whistle. You'll recognise that brand name from popular websites such as Temu or Poundland, and I really think this is going to wake the old girl up. I then donned my automotive journalist hat and gave the car a damn good reviewing. They didn't make them very pretty, did they? The inside is not exactly, it's not a luxury car, is it? You're not going to impress any babes with this, are you? Yeah, the only blokes driving this are probably trying to impress other blokes.
They have chairs. A bit like that.
Yeah, well, exactly. They're working men. Got a lovely little boot here that you can't use half of because the roof goes into the rest of it. So you've got to, yeah. The doors are gigantic. So they're really long. So if you park anywhere, you can't get out of them. I don't even know, how do you open the bonnet? What's that?
That's just filling your arse there.
Arse! So we're sticking with this engine for now, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the high compression engine. And what we're going to do, take the turbo and everything and all the downpipe we started to make off this. Yeah, get all the manifold over.
So stage one, I think, is pretty much just turbo that, isn't it? So turbo on that, ECU.
Yeah, I'll get a standalone.
Get that one boosted.
Yeah.
Stage two will be bottom end up at 1975
Yeah.
with the Evo head,
Yeah.
better head gasket,
Yeah.
make more boost,
Boost.
better clutch to handle more boost.
Yeah.
And then when that's reliable and doing what 400-ish brake horsepower,
Yeah.
we're going to transfer it into something else and have some fun with it.
Nice. Idea. Well, we'll let this cool off for a minute because the burnout has it's made everything rather warm, isn't it?
It has.
Rather
It's
untouchable.
deceiving metal. It doesn't
Yeah.
really do much when it's warm apart from burn you.
So we'll let that cool off and then we'll get to it. So this is brilliant. Look, we got all the intake stuff off and now you can see where all the disappointment comes from. Look at that. The world's smallest Eaton supercharger. Right, well we're here preparing to put Peter's lovely turbo onto his engine in the car, taking it off this one, off his mock-up engine, and this is Peter's, what was it, Curo turbo? Curo, yeah, big in the turbo game apparently. So it's a sort of, it's a Garrett copy, I believe.
I think you'll find that Garrett's a Curo copy.
So Garrett turbos, as some of you may have heard of them, are Curo copies apparently. But if you come here, George. So we've got a lovely billet anodised wheel, which obviously that adds massive amounts of horsepower, and it's a ball bearing turbo. So we've got many ports on here. We have water cooling to keep the bearings cool and oiling to stop them from becoming not bearings. So we need to take a oil feed off the engine, which we'll take from here, and then that will drain back into the sump, and then we will take a water feed from the thermostat and the back of the block here, so it'll sort of go around like that back into the engine. So Peter's working on the car at the moment, putting those fittings on. I've also got wastegate here. So this turbo, if you know anything about turbos, you'll see that this doesn't have an internal wastegate. So we need to control the boost somehow to stop this turbo overspinning and the rods flying out the engine. We're going to do that with this lovely Turbo Smart wastegate here, which bolts on to our Kangaroo's Team manifold. And that with a 4-port MAC valve, we can control the boost with the ECU, either holding the wastegate shut and forcing all of the exhaust gas to go around the turbine wheel, or we can put pressure to the underside of the diaphragm, open it up, have a lower boost pressure, which means Peter could have, if you wanted to, a rather sensible mode and a rather exciting mode. We then got to work getting this Jackie Chan exhaust fan plumbed up. Peter's done a wonderfully professional job here of welding our turbo drain. That's going to be bloody beautiful, Bernard. That's not the nicest weld you've ever done, Peter.
Jamie weld is still weld. Before you start being... It says on the packet, weld.
It does say weld. Peter's using his Stilsons from the My First Stilson set.
Like the cheese. Is that the cheese?
The others are too big. We'll use the fucking 4-foot Stilson.
Well, can you not pick them up? What child did you steal that from?
Don't ask questions like that.
Yeah.
There's a train set somewhere missing its toolbox.
YouTube doesn't need to know the answer to that.
Yeah. Made a rather unfortunate discovery. As you can see here, Peter's Taiwanese Twizzler doesn't quite fit in the car. Oh dear. So what I'm going to do is mark round here, and while they're off playing with tanks, I'm going to make some fine adjustments and lightly massage the chassis to make it fit. Which one's no, not that one. Ooh, that oh. Yes. That feels unsafe. Ah, no, that's not worked. Perhaps we'll use a different one. Okay, the turbo is now on with some clearance. You could get at least a Rizzler and a half in there, so that's mint. We've now got to spin the housing around a bit because that is the drain. So we need, obviously the drain needs to be at the bottom so it can drain, and we want the feed at the top. We undo this ring of bolts. This ring's already loose, if you know what I mean. So we undo this ring, we can spin the core round independently from the two housings, bring the feed to the top, have the two water inlet and outlets side by side, the drain at the bottom, and then we can start making some hoses up. It's in. Oh. Beautiful burner. I'd say I'd grow a moustache, but we all know that's not going to happen.
Can you not grow a moustache?
I think I could.
Not without getting arrested.
Yeah.
There's no smoke without fire.
Oh yeah. Putting the pipe in, you know what I mean? Feeding that pipe in.
We're on. I feel a bit stretchy, but tight.
Can you get the spanner all the way down that place?
Yeah. Oh, is that red stuff? Yeah, that's cool.
I know it's cool.
That's me then.
Right, we got the turbo all piped up. Yeah, the car's moving. It's going to want a bit of That's a jack. You seen one of those before? Right. So the turbo is now fed and watered. We don't have. We haven't got any of the intercooler piping on, and the exhaust is a bit of a work in progress. I'm going to be honest, but we're about ready to.
Got the exhaust.
It's good, isn't it? That's nice.
Nice that.
But we have got the bare minimum to at least fire it up, so we're going to do that quickly and see how she sounds.
She's capable of incredible angles of lead.
All right, you're going to let her have it. Oh, yeah. Sounds very happy.
The battery's not charging.
Is it not? Oh yeah. 4 cylinders sound absolutely incredible, don't they? It is running. No. Well, that could be the severe lack of all of the parts. Well, there we are.
Oh, that's nice.
It's very quiet little turbo, to be fair. I don't know.
I think it's the perfectly sized turbo for this car.
What do you think?
I mean, I did extensive research on it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where did you do your research?
What I did, I saw the biggest turbo I could and went for the next size down.
That's very good. Yeah. It's like
And then watched a lot of YouTube videos on AR ratios and spool times, and I'd already bought the turbo by then.
and by then.
But it was too late.
Too late. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Peter's going to carry on and get a little bit done on this, aren't you? What do you reckon you're going to get done?
Well, hopefully we'll get it exhaust on, fuel system done, new ECU on, to a stage where it's running, and then you can come up, maybe help me finish it off, and then we'll go to the rolling road.
For the glory shot.
Yeah.
I like that. So Peter's going to take a little bit of footage of them doing that. But obviously we've now got to go back down south as, I don't know about you, George, but I'm getting a little bit of altitude sickness up here. So we're going to head home, and we'll see you again next week.